Present to you Toothless Hawkins and his robot jazz band. A 1, 2, 3, 4. A 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, jazz. good, but you push me away time and again. You said there's too much to comprehend. Keep on working and working and working and working on it. Keep on working and working and working and working on it. Well, it started as something, but I let it go. When your best amounts to nothing, you have to let it show. Take it down to the city, take me down in the night, make it all into nothing. The pressure's got me, don't wanna see tomorrow. All I got when it's light, gonna make it feel nothing. The pressure's got me tonight. Keep on working and working and working and working on it. Keep on working and working and working and working on it. Yeah, yeah. Don't wanna see tomorrow. The pressure's got me. Yeah, the pressure got me. Don't wanna see tomorrow. Oh, wake up when it's light. Yeah, the pressure got me. Don't wanna see tomorrow. All I got when it's light. Yeah, yeah. Take it down to the city, take me down in the night, make it all into nothing. The pressure's got me. Don't wanna see tomorrow. All I got when it's light, gonna make it feel nothing. The pressure's got me tonight. Keep on working and working and working and working on it. Keep on working.
Hello everybody and welcome to your 2-game series of DotaPit by G2A. It's Season 4 of DotaPit. Our first season casting it.
This is true.
We thought it would be fun. You know, they said, hey DotaPit came to us and said, you want to cast? We're like, quality tournament, quality admins. Yeah, it's a good reason to cast it.
A good reason to go to Croatia? I've never been.
I've also never been to Croatia.
That's part of the I am not a traveler, Toby.
You're not?
Never in my life have I been one of those people who's like, I need to go see Europe. You know, being an American, that's kind of the thing. Like, oh, travel Europe and that sort of thing. I'm never that guy. I was like, never did I have a desire to do that. I was just like, no desire whatsoever. I was just like, whatever.
10 seconds
But
remaining.
becoming a caster and having it being like a
5
side benefit
seconds
where I get to
remaining.
see these other places and experience some of these other cultures and food and stuff, it's pretty cool. It's
Reserve
pretty cool.
time.
I like it.
You know, it's a known fact that only 5% of Americans actually have a passport.
America's a really goddamn big country. We don't need to go anywhere else. You know, like exploring
Radiant
America by
team.
itself is like enough of a thing. What? Why are you smiling at me like that? It's true.
Radiant team ban.
So the simple lesson, everybody, because you're giving me flashbacks to a conversation I had with Charlie, as well as K-pop Tosis, where it's like, America is amazing! You can go from one side of America to the other, and you'll experience every culture there is around the world, in
10
every
seconds
style there is
remaining.
around the world. America needs nobody else, because we've got everything in
5
America.
seconds
It's just
remaining.
like, okay. Superiority
Reserve time.
complex.
I mean, America's pretty damn big.
It's
Well, I'll just leave it at that. America's kind of a big deal.
yeah.
Anyway, we have a Zeus
You know a
Bane.
place which is bigger? Mother Russia.
This is true. This is true.
It is the biggest in the world.
I'm not sure if their climate is most hospitable in the world.
It just breeds them stronger.
This is true.
Americans are too soft and like pudgy. Where the Russians, they learn to fight at a very young age to survive.
Radiant team ban.
I don't know if you want to go down that road, Toby.
I believe in the power of Russia.
Listen, just you wait. Just you wait, alright? Putin gets out of control. America will shut that shit down. Alright, we have a Zeus Bane picked up by Team
10
Empire,
seconds
Lone Druid, and
remaining.
Oracle.
Good luck with that shit. Have a good leader first.
5 seconds remaining.
Excuse. Alright.
Actually, you got a good leader right now. I agree with him. He's actually kind of cool.
Excuse me. Are you
But
throwing
you're-
shade
you're-
on
you're doomed.
Barack Obama?
No.
Who
No, he's
who is
awesome.
good? Who is
He's
cool enough to know that clearly Kendrick
Team
Lamar
Empire,
would win in a
turn to
B4 with Drake? Got it.
Obviously, he's good.
Go
But
you, Barack.
is he sticking around? As far as I'm
Oh,
aware,
let's not talk about that.
you're currently
Bat
going in
Rider.
between Miss
Radiant
Clinton
team
as
pick.
well as douchebag hair. You're screwed.
alright.
It's a two-party system.
Yeah, we
It's
don't-
like Simpsons. We vote for
I'm
one
sure
and we vote for the
Toby,
other.
I'm
You are
sure-
enslaved no matter what.
I'm sure DotaPit does not want us to talk about U.S. politics right now. Because we do have a draft. Bat Rider, Gyrocopter, banned away by Team Empire. Furion and Spectre, banned by HR. And now Treant Protector for Team Empire.
10
This is
seconds
Treant Protectors
remaining.
just coming out of the woodwork, man. These goddamn Iron Talon
5 seconds
Aghanims
remaining.
by 25 minutes.
It's wonderful.
Reserve time.
It's wonderful. It's protection from all, or for all.
And
in all
Treant
the lanes.
Protector is pretty good. Any AoE disables are going to be pretty good to have against Lone Druid. It's nice to be able to like entangle multiple things, including that
Yeah.
really annoying bear.
And you still got your direct control, which comes in from the Bane. Your lane presence is, it's always one of those things where you never really feel the power of the Treant Protector until he actually hits you, and then you're like, okay, this guy actually does a hell of a lot of damage. I want to see how the jungle of this Treant Protector goes compared to our last Treant Protector. Primarily, I'm looking for No Fear to actually have the Stout Shield. Or at least something which lets him jungle. Like, become a carnivore and buy a tango. Like, because it's you can't survive as a Treant Protector with just like doing what he was doing. It was very inefficient.
I mean, I think you still need to
Team
start out with
Empire's
Iron
turn to pick.
Talon. It's just, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes this time around and see if it's a little bit better. A lot of it was that he had to give away his living armor a lot of the times. So
Yeah.
That really.
But that's also meant
kept
to be
them
the
low.
purpose of Treant Protector. Like, he's meant to increase the laning presence by giving that living armor to your offlaner, who may not always be able to survive on the offlane, or it allows them to run something like the unbanned out Spirit
10
Breaker,
seconds remaining.
which they keep running on Vorst, and they can just put him to
5
the offlane.
seconds remaining.
I'm wondering if Spirit Breaker, like, because what's really going to cause him problems?
Reserve
Like, he
time.
initiates, obviously, Oracle causes everyone problems. Paralyzing Cask is going to cause him problems if he's running into it, but not running away from it.
I think it's pretty decent against a lone druid as well. I would be okay with a Spirit Breaker pickup once again by Team Empire. It's also a good hero to close the distance with Oracle and put pressure on him. Like, you charge in Oracle like into a team fight, right? And then Oracle shows his nasty little alien face, and he's like, "Meh, fortune's end, fate edict, saving allies, killing enemies."
Does Oracle actually have a voice like that?
And then Spirit Breaker, I have no idea.
I've never listened to Oracle talk.
No. He sounds nothing like that. But
Okay.
he should definitely sound more obnoxious because that would reflect the hero.
You know whose voice he should have? Like, I don't know if you've ever watched,
Radiant
like, The
team
Princess
pick.
Bride. The guy that goes, "It's inconceivable."
Oh, of course.
He should be that guy. He should. He's
what's
like,
that
"I
actor's
can
name?
save you. It's inconceivable."
Yeah.
He should be him.
That guy's a legend. I
He
can't
is.
remember what his name was.
I
but,
believe he's actually dead now.
Yes, he is.
It's,
He is.
So we've already lost too many actors this year. We
Yeah,
lost too many
Oracle.
earlier.
Oracle would have saved him.
10
But
seconds
Spirit Breaker
remaining.
can like see the Oracle and just like throw out the ult,
5
get a good
seconds
disable, get a
remaining.
good bunch of burst damage. Maybe he gets 17%, and he can bump the
Reserve
Oracle
time.
into a position where his team can follow that. So Team Empire. I was actually going to call that Hellraisers might one position Lone
10
Druid and
seconds
off
remaining.
lane Faceless Void. And I think that's why
5
Team Empire
seconds
were taking
remaining.
so long, and ended up not going for the Spirit Breaker here, because the
Team
Faceless Void
Empire's
Witch Doctor
turn
is like
to
a really
bat.
strong combination, and would have given them the kind of initiation against like Zeus, for example. I think Faceless Void is rather strong versus Zeus as a whole, just like the burst damage that he has
10
versus the
seconds
time lapse.
remaining.
Zeus doesn't offer any disables, only damage.
5
So you're looking at it
seconds
more as a
Faceless Void is
block
good at
pick
that.
as well.
Yeah, I think he kind of could be. They still have the off-lane position open. It's
Reserve
not bad with their
time.
lineup by any means. It's going to set up
Radiant
the Zeus
team
for a lot of
ban.
success. Having a good, frontline initiator like that makes the world a lot easier for Zeus. But now Hellraisers pick up the Death Prophet, so they've got this pushing synergy on their team. They've got a hero that can beat out the Zeus,
10
or
seconds remaining.
well, we talked about this before, but it'll just kind of turn into a farm battle
5
back and forth.
seconds
Maybe Death
remaining.
Prophet ends up killing the Zeus at some point in time, but it's unlikely. Zeus's will just stay really far
Team
back.
Empire's
Actually, banned the
turn
Terror
to
Blade is
pick.
the last one.
Okay, yeah. Terrorblades.
We talked about like what can happen with Terror Blade when you play with Oracle, and how powerful
Oh, yeah,
that
it's just
combo
annoying.
can be. But in this game,
So I'm gonna say that Hellraisers already have like their big carries on the board, their big
10
late game carries,
seconds
like
remaining.
Lone Druid for the late game, Death Prophet for the mid game. I really think that they, in order
5
to round out
seconds
their lineup a
remaining.
bit better, they do need an early game carry. I would say Slardar functions really well with Death
Reserve
Prophet. It's a good
time.
initiator to catch out the Zeus. Has a leading disable against the Faceless Void as well. Death Prophet is great against Faceless Void for many reasons. Exorcism, just tearing apart any sort of allies, but it's the ability to soul siphon potentially before you get chronoed, and it's also the silence is one of the big ones. Silences destroy Faceless Void because he's just like Weaver. He's so dependent on that constant Q. So I would say that Slardar works really well here with the Death Prophet and minus
10
armor.
seconds
They could go
remaining.
something like a Wraith King as well, something that picks up Blade Mail
5
against the
seconds
Zeus.
remaining.
It doesn't really worry about the nukes too much because he's got a second life. I think that would be really good as well. And
Radiant
Weaver
team
now.
pick.
this almost makes me think the Team Empire are going to run an offlane Weaver. Like we saw Era. Actually, no, sorry, we didn't see Era doing it with State Game before, but just the fact that Vorst has so much experience on that Weaver hero. He's got a lot of experience on the Faceless
true.
Void too, but It's just what's making me wonder, because you could run a safe lane Faceless Void, you'd have more killing potential against the off-laner. I'm still thinking that Faceless
10
Void Chrono's not going to do that
remaining.
much. Like, I'm kind of with you. Like, if he gets silenced, if he gets in the middle of the ulti, like the
5
Exorcism,
seconds
Wishlock
remaining.
just Deathwalk can even just zone him out.
Ooh, a Tiny instead. So is this off-lane Tiny and safe lane Lone Druid? Or are we actually putting a safe lane? It's probably safe lane Tiny. It's also probably safe lane Weaver. It is. Havos is taking the Faceless Void.
Okay.
So we're going pretty traditional, I think. Nothing too. But I think Tiny does kind of fit that bill. It's an initiating hero, which was something I was looking for. Like Wraith King builds Blink, Slardar builds Blink. It's a hero that can put pressure on the enemy mid. Zeus. Like, he's such a big damage dealer, you want a hero that can really threaten him. I thought that Wraith King with his Blade Mail and Blink would be good enough, or Slardar with the synergy on two big physical damage dealers like Death Prophet and Lone Druid. And Witch Doctor, actually, with the
10 seconds
Death
Ward.
remaining.
Yeah.
But
But instead, Tiny who can
5
solo
seconds
pop the
remaining.
Zeus and solo pop the Weaver and Faceless Void, actually. They're all three squishy cores that are susceptible to being burst down by combos like this.
they do still need to find the items on this Tiny, though. Like, they got to run him in that number 1 position and give him a lot of space to farm. Unless they're planning on doing some creep manipulation on the top lane with, like, tossing creep back to pull. But even then, that's only going to give you 1. It's,
I would say if Team Empire's lineup was a little bit more 5-man, they probably would have gone for Wraith King or Slardar.
I'd still be really worried with that, because you could just kite him.
Yeah,
But
but
that's my biggest concern right now for Hellraisers. They got a lot of ways they can save, but if they can't force the issue, the Weaver's just going to Shakuchi away all the time. He'll regenerate up and come back into it. The Void might get good chronos. They may just pop 1. If their Faceless Void can get both of the supports, then what else do the cores really do? Like, you need to have farm on the Tiny to really make him work.
the thing for me is, like, I was thinking, okay, why would they pick Tiny over, like, the other heroes I suggested? Was it simply, we wanted to play Tiny or something like that? But I think Tiny actually exploits a potential weakness in Team Empire's lineup. They're unlikely to do a whole lot of 5-manning. I would say that Weaver's a fairly independent hero. Treant Protector's going to be, like, jungling a lot of the times, and Zeus does his own thing. There's a lot of, like, split focus of Team Empire. They're not going to be, like, barreling down mid as 5. So Zeus is going to be, Tiny's going to have a lot of opportunities to get quick pickoffs on heroes. Once he has that Blink Dagger running around, pick off here, pick off there. And as we talked about, these
30
heroes are
seconds to
pretty
battle.
squishy, are susceptible to that kind of combination, which Tiny does better than Slardar or Wraith King. I think as a whole, it was a really smart choice by Hellraisers, and the only way that they can be punished is Team Empire win their laning phase and are able to pressure pretty damn early, because you do have a bit of greediness on the side of Hellraisers, because Tiny, I would say, requires a bit more farm than someone like Slardar.
The battle begins.
And maybe Wraith King. I don't know. Their timings are slightly different. Tiny's more like pick off. He comes online earlier with that Blink Dagger, but Wraith King has a more, like, a longer period of time where he's super relevant, right? 25 to 45 minutes is like all Wraith King all day. While Tiny has like a 15 to 25 minute mark where he's going to be like Blink Daggering around picking off people, but you can only do that for so long.
Interesting little thing that just happened there with Funnick. I thought for a moment he's going to wait and let the creep wave chase the bear a little bit longer. It's a small little thing, but I saw, oh god, who was it that did it the other day? But the Nightmare basically stops the pull. Like, you put a Nightmare on the creep wave, it runs forward, the range creep will always still take the aggro.
Yeah, we
and
watched that
then
game
follow the
together.
bear. Yeah, who was it that did it?
It might have been Team Empire. It might have been like.
It might have actually been Funnick. I don't think it was Funnick in that game. It
I
might
thought
have
I
actually-
thought No Fear was playing the Bane at that time.
Yeah, it could have been. But
Yeah, I
because
think that's
what
what it
No
was.
Fear did was he actually allowed, because this was in a little bit more of a different position. It was up around this area. But what he let it do was let the bear tank the creep wave a little bit more and pull it down a little bit. Then he nightmares it, so the creep wave runs back up, and the creep wave was closer towards the tier 1 tower on the top lane. Just a little bit closer than what it was by what he did there. It's just a small little thing, but it's like, it just gave a little bit more of a positional advantage to the safe laner. But if you wait too long, obviously, then the radiant creep wave comes onto the tower, and things aren't as great.
This is interesting. Resolution gets a level Lightning Bolt at level 3. This means that Zeus is going to usually go max Lightning Bolt from here and have it fully ready to go. See, this is the problem. You can't, like, Aphro will just always push forward and sit on your side of the cliff, and you can't really fight him. You get close enough to right-click him. Obviously, Death Prophet wins the right-click battle straight up, but then Soul Scything.
But that's why if you go for the Thunderbolt now, you have that chance where maybe you can get the kill and you just open up the space yourself, so you just decide to go full aggression.
Yeah, exactly. If
that's a haster. Is this going to be a first blood onto a Vorst?
Nah.
Doesn't throw the Paralyzing Cask out straight away, but it's still a haster and Malediction. So you'll drop a Vorst down low, but yeah, it's not going to be first blood.
Maledict is really ineffective against Faceless Void because he undoes damage.
What are these? How these creeps still have aggro? This shouldn't happen, right?
No. They're just heading back.
Dire's middle tower.
They're mid lane. No, they're not. That was the mid lane wave. He moved up and the attack reached the Faceless Void, who was in the mid lane, and it pulled the creeps from mid. So now Resolution's fighting under his own tower, and they're going to push a double wave towards Aphro.
That's weird.
Yeah, and they just stopped. Like they just stopped at the rune area. It's like, okay, now we haven't seen him in a while. We'll now lose aggro.
Dota 2 doesn't make much sense sometimes.
As Sentry Ward's watching No Fear's rotation, Aphro's still committing. Even though he saw No Fear, they're going to go in for that leech seed. Resolution's still got a little bit more of a nuke up his sleeve, but it's not going to be enough to find the kill. They turn for the Crypt Swarm, and goddamn, locks two of them together, but because of the leech seed and the living armor, they're able to be this aggressive. The issue for Zeus is he's got no bottle charges available, and in fact, Resolution's just walking home now.
I believe that was Aphro having both of his stacks at Spirit Siphon going. Like, I think he started on the Zeus, and then as Train Protector came in with the Leech Seed, he did another Soul Siphon, or Spirit Siphon, excuse me, on the Train Protector, which obviously is even better, right? Because it's percentage based. Then you're sucking so much more out of the Train Protector because he has high HP.
Well, Rez will come back to the mid lane.
If he's not careful, by the way, he could get caught out by rotation somewhere. Jesus, Lone Druid. Holy crap. I just watched him all of a sudden, like, go from full to nothing.
What was the attack there? Level 2 Brain Sap, and
I'm presuming he was slightly out of position. He got nightmared, and then Shukuchi'd, Brain Sapped, right-clicked with Geminated attack, and that was probably enough to bring him down like 400 HP. But you identified it correctly. Resolution is essentially looking for the max nuking power at level 7, so he can maybe kill Aphro, as opposed to the more farm efficient Arc Lightning level 2 build.
It was one of his big traits when he first hit the scene. Like, Resolution was that guy that just, he won so many lanes because he realized just how far he could push it. You know, I looked for this so much during the last game, and now it happens in this game where he just dies to, like, neutrals.
It was probably farm efficiency, though.
Possibly.
Yeah, I think he just bought out and then just suicided.
Yeah, but it was one of the old things of Resolution where he would get kills when you'd least expect it. That's when everyone was claiming him as like the new Dendi out of Ukraine. Oh, Shashlo. So much damage. He's going to pop off that very fire, and Funnick doesn't have enough damage to finish this, and this will be first blood. Even the Entangle to boot, but Shashlo, goddamn's trying to heal him up. Aloha Dan's going to Shikuchi himself down. Can he actually reach Shashlo with the damage? Yes, he can. And then Resolution.
Double.
Well, he kills the Cures. That's one way to do it. Meanwhile, on bottom lane, a Vorst being tossed up. He'll leap himself away.
I think Blitz was talking about this to me, that Zeus should always try and take the last hit on the side lane kills with his ultimate, because it's so important for the mid to get that experience for the kill.
A Vorst?
Oh, yellow one dead.
Funnick does it solo.
Oh,
and then
Undershock.
commits into Undershock.
Oh, wow.
Bane, he's actually going to get a double kill onto Funnick. This seems to happen so much with the Empire games that we cast, where Funnick actually pushes a Vorst into the 4 position. just because he finds these kills. Like, a Vorst sacrifices himself time and time again, but it just makes Funnick more and more powerful.
He knows the most, and he's like, he's just like whispering it into his ear. He's like, go a little deeper.
Do it for the glory of the support.
Just Just attack them. You can do it. And then he's always sitting in their side, reaping in the benefits of a Favos's aggression. And it works out for Team Empire, too. I mean, Space's Void there, yeah, he died, but it was well worth the trade-off, 1 for 2.
Out of interest, like, when does Void get his life back with the Time Walk? Is it the initial jump point, or is it at the end?
I mean, you go invulnerable, so...
Alright, so you are in...
yeah, during time lock. So,
okay.
I'm not sure if it matters too much.
So if you're invulnerable then, so you actually, like, if someone like threw out, for example, Thunder God's Wrath, it wouldn't do any damage to you.
Yeah,
so potentially he could Time Walk while that creep is being tossed at him and he'll dodge the damage. Or he can just backtrack it.
Yeah, it would just disjoint it, but yeah, as far as the Zeus ultimate, yeah, it should work that way.
Well, here comes your Avalanche. Paralyzing Cask as well, they're going to bounce back down again. Okay, when Oracle's there, they'll have enough, but the bugs, they'll latch onto Goddamn, and he cannot survive that. There's too much damage that just comes in from the bugs, and now they can move over to Undershock as well. He has mana for a toss back, but YOLO Warrior is a long way from home, and Aloha Dance is forcing the issue. He went for the early on, he lost the pathing. He stopped running for a moment. Witch Doctor will end up denying himself, but with the Thunder God's Wrath, Aloha's going to find just enough damage to finish the job. And that's a big kill, also a solo kill for the Weaver, even if Resolution does help.
Oh man, he missed out. Did the Witch Doctor die before or after the Zeus ultimate?
He died before.
So that means Resolution just barely missed out on taking the kill on Witch Doctor.
Was it on cooldown or?
Radiant's
no
bottom
idea.
tower.
But obviously he
he's
didn't
level
see it.
7 3/4 now.
Obviously he didn't like know the Witch Doctor was low. All he knew is that he ran away earlier. Yeah, the Witch Doctor was just trying to suicide on neutrals.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Also, we've got our rotation. Shashlow's Bear can tank up most of the creep
Radiant's
wave, and
bottom
Avo can just
tower
force
is
it
under
in
attack.
with that Exorcism. And it's just as a force came up here to try and farm. He's actually building
as he
Iron Town
jumps.
as well, and he has got a time-lapse himself out of this one. And faces Void into the trees. He can't survive.
Dire's top
He accepts
tower
his fate,
is
and this will be the tier 1 tower in the top lane gone. Maybe they'll get a revenge on the bottom lane with the Nightmare set up over an Undershock. Aloha's waiting, and with Fiend's Grip and the bugs, there's enough negative armor, they'll rip through the Tiny, so they're able to get a dual combo kill. But that top tier 1 tower will be the trade-off as well.
I don't think Aloha
Dire's
Dan
top
should be
tower
getting
has
maxed out
fallen.
Geminate attack secondary. I really think he should be
Radiant's
maxing
bottom
up a
tower
Swarm.
is under
In a game
attack.
like this, where everybody is so low armor, the Tiny is super low armor. The Oracle is very low armor for a support. Witch Doctor,
the Swarm
same
got buffed
exact
as
thing.
well.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually more of a powerful ability than, well, I won't say Gemini attack at the moment, but
Radiant's bottom
Yeah.
tower is under attack.
But I do like the way that Aloha Dance is building and playing this game. Like, I think the Urn was a great choice. He needed to be aggressive. He identified that Team Empire, some of their weakness could be that they're
Radiant
a little bit
structures
too
are
focused
fortified.
on like lanes, and they don't have very much ganking potential.
Radiant's
But
bottom
Weaver
tower
is
is
completely
under
offsetting
attack.
that just with the way
Radiant's
he's
bottom
playing the
tower
Weaver.
has fallen.
when you go for your Urn, what kind of item transition are you
Dire's
looking
middle
for?
tower
Is it
is
when you
under
just go directly into BKB and
Dire's
Deso and try and fight
structures
that
are
way?
fortified.
You're probably still looking at Desolator for sure. This game,
Can they save the tower?
I think BKB might.
Dire's middle tower
Nightmare's going to
has
go
fallen.
over on Aphro. They don't have the Crypt Storm available. Now they do. 1 second is off cooldown. And they're just focusing on, well, initially the Bear. The Witch Doctor just evaporated at that point. The Bear is -5 armor, so it shouldn't be too difficult to kill off. They'll have to go underneath the tower for it, however. And Aphro is still there. He starts off with that Siphon onto Aloha. So he just keeps Yakuching himself in. He's got time lapse, so there's no reason why he can't get aggressive.
Yo, you know what's funny? You know how, like, I think Weaver, if Oracle tries to kill Weaver, right, with his combo, and he throws down the E, I think if Weaver time-lapse, he survives and he time-lapse, he'll undo the damage, but he'll keep the rest of the duration of the heal on him from the Oracle.
That sounds mechanically right. Yellow Warrior's dead.
Oracle's got to make...
He turned back in for a little bit too long. Oh no! Phonic started with the Fiend Script. Now they just go instantly into the Siphon. There's Malediction on Phonic as well. No Fear's trying to spill it out like by enough space, but with the Avalanche arrive from Undershock, Phonic cannot survive. They've burnt their ulti Oracle still dies solo to a Weaver, so add 2 more earn charges to him. But if he gets a fast death, so like
he's
look
got
at
Yellow Warrior too.
Yeah, Shikuchi through. There's no avalanche. It's on cooldown, so that attack will be enough. They'll toss him up, but he can just time lapse out the damage. The trade-off was there. Death Prophet killed off Resolution, but Aloha just trying to Shikuchi himself away. The avalanche, oh, it barely misses, allowing Aloha just to run away.
Yeah, they also don't have silence yet on AFO.
That's a problem.
So that's
that would even be worth like 1 value point. That's a 3-second silence at level 1.
Yes and no. I mean, if you do that, I think you definitely still maxed out Spirit Siphon, but maybe you leave Crypt Swarm at level 3 and pick it up at level 9.
But having that one, like, it's the interruption as well, because he can stop Bane from doing his thing. He could potentially stop that ulti for 3 seconds from the Train Protector.
There's a lot of good things that come of this silence. He probably just didn't think that far. He was probably just thinking, just 404. I'll get level 10, level 11
destroy,
before.
laning and destroy, laning and destroy them. That's all I have to do. Yeah.
That's what Death Prophet does, though.
Undershock's getting very close to that blink dagger of his. When he triggers his bounty rings, I think it'll be 100 or so gold away.
And this is why, like, I have so much respect for Aloha Dance, and why I think he's like easily top 5 of CIS players, if not like top 3, is because of things like this. Like, he's shown himself to be a proficient support player. He's playing a great carry on Empire, and he's also like he will change up his playstyle to fit the game.
No fear. The paralyzing count's going to bounce out. No fear couldn't get the ulti off. However, with this extra TP coming in, the Nightmare Train Protector, he'll get the ulti up, but the Crypt Swarm will still find the kill. The silence is over on Weaver this time around. But still, you can Shikuchi down, time lapse is available, and Thunder God's Wrath will do the work, and goddamn, he's stuck in the tree line. The Observer Ward's giving them the perfect vision here. A triple kill will come the way of Aloha Dance. Resolution! Nightmare!
Oh, nice play.
That'll save
Nightmare.
him. He tried to switch the aggro, but I don't know if the other hero switched back onto him.
Honestly, the aggro is a little bit frustrating to get off sometimes. Sometimes you A-click on someone, but you stop it too quickly for the effect to take hold. But yeah, there's the Desolator.
This is actually like,
definitely the
Dire's
build
bottom
so far.
tower is under attack.
I am really loving this from him.
Radiant's
Like,
top
this is
tower
one of
is
those
under
times
attack.
where it gives me flashbacks to EE style of Weaver, where it was just so aggressive. Like, EE would get something more like a phase boots and always use time lapse to attack, but this rotation timing, Aloha's just shown himself to be so efficient at it. Like, he's always, like, he's 10-0-2 on a Weaver.
Plus, he's maxing out the Swarm and only leveled up Geminate Attack
To level 2?
Just one extra level at 8 for some reason.
The 6 to 5 seconds. Like, is there a critical change there? Like, that impacts somewhere? It might have also just been a misclick. Like, he changed his mind and went for Swarm after, but...
Yeah, he probably just realized, like, man, the Swarm is super good here. I should clarify, though. I said that, like, Aloha Dance switches up his playstyle. I think that's a little inaccurate to say, because Aloha Dance is a rather aggressive carry. What I should say is that he is probably switching up the traditional Weaver playstyle, which is usually a lot more farm-oriented. He's playing this Weaver, like, way more aggressively, like, than 99% of any other Weavers that you've seen. This is one of the most aggressive Weavers I've ever seen, going back to, like, the old Medallion first build on Weaver, where you just, like, try and blow someone up with minus armor and physical damage.
That timing of Thunder God's Wrath, it snapped at the same time as Hellraiser smoked.
Good call.
So it actually did the damage, and this was exactly the same time as Empire was going into the pit. Like, you got a very early Desolator up, so you wanted to try and take out Roshan. It wasn't the full Vlads, so Empire wasn't as confident, and they instantly bailed out. They're expecting the attack from Hellraisers. They'll weather the storm and then go again, unless Resolution gets called out like this, but he's going to be Nightmare and protects himself from the damage. Funny's got the perfect high ground advantage until the Paralyzing Castle bounce up with the Yule Scepter. Stops a lot of it, and now your Chronosphere down. How much damage can they do? YOLO Warrior, he'll take a fall. No fear now with the secondary control from Empire, just putting down the roots. Undershock will die as well. Aphro's ulti, almost achieving nothing. Yes, they end up killing off the Zeus, but he was the initial one to be attacked. And Aloha Dance, you're going in a little deep there, but he dodges the silence by backing up. And Empire now have 3 heroes of Hellraiser on the
he gonna pop
sideline.
his
There's
ult?
no ulti for the Death Prophet.
The hell? Jesus. Oh, he's just like, even after he backed out, which was the right call, he just tanked all that damage from the DP. I was half expecting him to time-lapse there just with how confident he was sitting there.
Maybe he's just saving it for moments like this in case Hellraisers try and contest Roshan. Like, they didn't know Empire was doing Roshan before. Empire just pulled out.
So this is great. Team Empire, that wasn't the cleanest setup by them because they knew, like, okay, they smoked and stuff like that. They still, kind of got caught, but overall the mindset
Here
was
they
right.
come.
Like,
Afro still doesn't have ulti. Roshan's now down at 500, 400. They got to finish the job. The Avalanche
double
connects
stun.
on 2. They toss him up. Who's going to get Roshan? Tiny's already killed off a Vorse. Oh! It's snatched by the Tiny. The kill does still go the way of Team Empire. The Sentry Ward will drop. They can't get the control over on the Weaver. Resolution tries to keep him down, but the Fortune End catches 2. They're still running out away from the Death Ward. Resolution, Yule will protect him for the moment, but he's still going to go down. And Team Empire, that Aegis Immortal ends up in the hands of the Tiny. And that's after he just picked up the Blink Dagger. A license to kill has been granted.
yeah, that actually kind of re-emphasizes my point. What Team Empire did there was probably generally sound, but could have used perhaps a little bit more just slight tweaking in order to make it better.
Dire's bottom tower
And this time
is
around, they
under
really
attack.
did get caught. Like that mid-fight still went well, despite the Zeus almost getting bursted first. That would have been terrible.
Dire's bottom tower has
But
fallen.
they still managed to make it work. This fight, however, like they just needed to do Roshan like literally 2 seconds faster, and they would have been in a pretty good position.
Well, the Nightmare the bear to start with. Tree's got the ulti, and it looks like Hellraiser gonna make the right decision to back up. They really hate bears.
Oh, no, I don't know what that was from Funnick. I mean, it might have been necessary. No, it definitely wasn't. With the entangle there, and then he could have waited out the entangle, slept the bear, they could have repositioned themselves around it again. There's no way that was necessary.
What do you think about this Dragonlance build? It's Aloha's
From,
second
Weaver?
item. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I'm pretty down.
Oh, until this happens. This is where my concern was kicking in. They need
HD.
life on the
Oh, he got it!
He actually time-lapsed out! The Undershock's going to burn the Aegis Immortal. Her Vorse will go for the Chronosphere on the already dead Witch Doctor, but at least it forces Undershock to stay underneath the tower. That Oracle as well as the Death Prophet will be able to escape because of it.
Yeah, I really like it. Weaver does suffer from the low range that he has, so making him almost up to a 600 range sure is pretty good. I think the stats are nice for a Weaver, like what's wrong with attack speed and getting more strength.
The survivability, though, is a lot lower now in the Weaver. Like, there's a reason that you normally go the BKB, because it gives you 1 immunity and 2 a little bit more life.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The BKB is only very slightly delayed. It's delayed by 900 gold.
Oh, goddamn!
Yeah, it's super dead.
Oh, yeah, that's
Radiant's
That's real
middle
damage.
tower is
But
under
think
attack.
about it that way. That's the big power of Dragonlance right now, is the efficiency of building it. He's still going to have that Ogre Club for BKB. He's probably going to break apart Dragonlance.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Why is Aloha not switching the aggro?
Radiant's
He's taking the
structures
he's
are
taking the
falling.
tower the entire time. Nightmare, a little bit of a miss click there from Phonic. He meant to try and save the Zeus. They won't be able to. And there's just a simple retreat out to safety.
Halfway to the Yags, though, on the Treant Protector. Something big to note for Empire and their progression. But yeah, I mean, because I think you break apart the Dragonlance for BKB, and I think then you actually you make BKB, but then you make Dragonlance again, and then you break apart the Dragonlance for Butterfly when you want that quarterstaff, and then you could just sell the Ogre Club for scrap. It's like 500 gold loss. It's I would say relatively efficient. But yeah, you can already see he's got the Niflheim. See if he buys the recipe.
We'll find out in 300 gold.
I do really like that. That's why I want him to build the Dragonlance again after he gets the BKB. Because I do really like the idea.
Radiant's middle
it's
tower
pretty
is
strong.
under attack.
What do you think about this from Resolution as well? Because he's got the Arcane Boots already, but he didn't rush the lens. So he keeps the Arcane Boots and just gets an extra energy booster.
Yule's was necessary against
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
against the Tiny,
Dire's
but
top
more so
tower
about
is
the
under
Death
attack.
Prophet silence, I think.
Dire's
I'm just thinking
structures
now,
are
like,
fortified. Radiant's middle
because the
tower
fact he's still
has
building
fallen.
into the lens. I know it's a great item over on a Zeus, but maybe he turns this into, I don't say Bloodstone or something else. Either way, we'll get to discuss it a little bit later on. No Fear still trying to get around the back end. The silence hits No Fear perfectly, but Vorst, he gets a great ulti, catching Yellow Warrior as well as the Oracle just on the edge of it. You're still going to lose your Tree and Protector as Lone Druid dodges that last attack from Aloha Dance. The job will be finished up by Funnick, but Vorst copying too much damage. Afro now going to work. The Siphon plus the ulti, the toss in from Undershock. They caught him out of position.
They did not respect the Death Prophet at all. Especially Havos there, who time-lapses into the Witch Doctor in order to try and finish him off underneath the Death Prophet's ultimate.
Dire's top
That
tower
like
has
never
fallen.
was going to work for him. He was very clearly going to die. If they had just played a little bit more passive and just taken the two supports that they had, they would have actually been fine, I think. They would have gotten those two pickoffs, gotten out.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
This is now that second critical moment. The first one being around Roshan, now the top lane fight, which is just giving Hellraiser's resources. And we keep hitting these moments whenever we cast Empire. I think this is like our 6th game of Empire we've cast in 3 days.
Yeah, between DotaPit and WePlay, we've actually done a lot of Empire.
Yeah.
They're going through the grind.
Yeah, but it's one of these things where we keep having moments like this where you're like, if Empire just, like, they showed a little bit more patience, a couple of those like split decisions in the middle of the fight which could have just changed the entire course of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we had one game which I think pushed over an hour just because of one of those decisions. Just
Yeah, in fact, I would say that Hellraisers are now winning the game. Between that Roshan play and like some other small stuff, like that fight and the Roshan play are the two biggest things that has lost Empire what was a pretty big advantage.
if it wasn't though for the Weaver's position right now, like I would agree with you. But I'm still feeling like Aloha Dance is doing so much. He's 15-1-5 on a Weaver. His BKB is done with the Desolator, so the damage output should be pretty well secured.
Let me clarify that, actually, Toby.
Okay.
I think Hellraisers is beating Empire. That said, Aloha Dance is beating Hellraisers.
I can agree to that. They're going to run in. They're underneath the Sentry Ward. Off goes that ulti, and a big ulti from No Fear. But the Yule Scepter allowing time for Afro to get some space. But goddamn's already down. Yola Warrior, again, not being part of this. And they Fiends grip the bear to keep him out of the fight until a 3-man silence. A boss may die before he can even get the ulti off. But, yep, Afro doesn't survive much longer. Now they jump out, and they do not find the Tiny who TP'd himself away to safety. They're still trying to chase the bear, but he's going to get recalled out to safety.
Yeah, I was going to clarify my statement even more because unfortunately we didn't have the time, but Aloha Dance, now that he has that BKB, is unstoppable in these team fights. He no longer has to worry about the disable of silence. He doesn't have to worry about getting just bursted down by Tiny. Most likely he's going to be coming into this fight, you know, and as soon as he right-clicks, he'll pop the BKB, and that's exactly what Aloha Dance did. He played it correctly, went in, destroyed some heroes, forced out, you know, a lot. And also a side thing, HR getting caught in that sort of situation where I think the Death
Radiant's
Prophet
bottom
ultimate was on
tower is
cooldown,
under attack.
and then him actually popping the Death Prophet ultimate as he's dying was
Dire's middle tower is
disastrous
under
for
attack.
them. I mean, that's pretty
Radiant
game-changing.
structures are fortified.
Aloha really wants to last hit the tower. Oh, boss, they
Still got that ultimate.
him.
Radiant's
And jump him in with
Or
the
not.
Death Lord. Can he time-lapse out the Nightmare from Funnick? They Yule Scepter him up too. He's still got the
Silence again?
time-lapse, but it stopped him from regenerating all the HP because he couldn't instantly just time-walk himself out.
Yeah, Spirit Siphon's such a dumb spell. Good lord.
Dire's middle tower is under
Hey,
attack.
how
Balance, Cap! It's
How
balance!
could he still not get away from that? Like, Faceless Void time lapses, and Spirit Siphon's just like, let me drain your life.
You're such a sucker for balance.
But seriously, though, the Hellraiser's pickup of the Tiny, it's working out. Like, they were losing the game, but you're seeing the Tiny's affecting this. Resolution is a non-factor, it seems, half the time. Because he's just like, he's coming in, he's ready to do lightning things, and all of a sudden...
It's just that the fight seems to be in such a weird position for Resolution every time. Like, if you look at the bottom lane, this is where, like, HR had the vision. And Empire initiate down here. The fight then transitions down south, and Resolution is lightning bolting a bear that is Fiend's gripped. That was his input into that fight, pretty much.
Yeah, you know what this is?
No fear's dead.
You know, for another analogy, Toby?
Oh, okay.
Oh!
Maybe he's a little fatter than I thought.
Yeah, Point Booster and Ogre Club will do that for you.
If sad thing is, if they killed him, they would have delayed the Aghanim Scepter. Now he's 80 gold away from having the Aghanims on a Treant Protector. What could do a harder knock life?
So here's a different analogy. I gave you Lord of the Rings last time. I'll give you a Pokemon reference this time.
Oh,
Zeus is Pikachu, and Undershock is Brock's Onyx. You know, like that. Resolution is real ineffective right now. Damn, that's gonna be a butterfly soon on Aloha Dance.
Is that when he stops being?
Yo, Aloha Dance has gone for almost everything that I've said, and I backed him up on almost everything he's done. I love what he's doing in this game.
Dude,
the only thing he hasn't
convert.
done is rebuilt his Dragonlance, which, you know, admittedly I thought might have been a kind of a silly idea, but I just like Dragonlance.
Aloha Dance, they jump in for the damage! Aloha, he doesn't care about the Death Ward. He's just going to work, as well as even having that Spirit Siphon. Aloha will now time-lapse out a lot of the damage. But the Tiny Pot quickly, they got no other stuns to stop YOLO Warrior. A little too late. No Fear didn't let the ulti go. He didn't even put down the tree to get the vision. So Team Empire will only get one.
Okay, the supports were the saving grace of that team fight from Hellraisers. I mean, that could have gone so much work, but Oracle did Oracle things. I'm not going to, like, real gush about got him in that fight. He just hit his R button. But YOLO Warrior, he hit his R button, but his positioning was beautiful. Sitting in that tree area, that was actually so amazing. Like, he forced the Weaver back. With double damage, the Weaver had to time-lapse and not pursue the Death Prophet, who, like, guaranteed would have died if Aloha Dance could just pursue him.
Which is funny considering, like, the bottom lane fight, which Aloha Dance didn't even use his time-lapse.
Yeah.
And you managed to force it. Now, Death Prophet. He was coming in to have a look near the pit, but they won't achieve any more.
Okay, first it was a double damage rune for Aloha Dance. Now it's an arcane rune for Zeus.
You want to expand on your Pokemon reference? Weaver,
Sure.
Bug-type Pokemon. He's a Metapod until he gets his Butterfly, then he's Butterfree.
I mean, the pun works, the analogy does not. But I will give it to you, Toby, just because I love a good pun.
Nightmare, Resolution, trying to be useful. Now he's going to throw the ulti out, goddamn. He's able to protect himself once again. Resolution wants some space. He also has the bear to get him out, but it's Aloha Dance moving forward. They Fiend's Grip over on Sharshlo. He'll take a fall. As goddamn in the treats, he has no TP scroll. He spends his money before death, which will actually be over on a gem. While YOLO Warrior, perforce, he's trying to be useful, and he's able to be so. He'll bring down the Witch Doctor. They did manage to track down Oracle in the tree line, and now the Tier 1 tower will come under attack.
There's the butterfly. Hellraisers put up a pretty good fight and almost like came back into this game, but now they're pretty heavily losing once again. They do have the Ags on Undershock with level 3 ultimate as well. That is a pretty big game changer. I'm just not sure if this Death Prophet's going to be staying alive in these fights. It just seems to take too much.
The silence is not allowing Resolution to do anything at the same time. The Avalanche misses because the Yule Scepter went up and towards the air. Undershock running into the trees. Avorth is still trying to chase him, but copying way too much damage. And again, respect the ghouls. They have to back up. They nightmare him up and just let it go. Meanwhile, Aloha Dance is taking up the top tower. He's actually going to 20 bomb in this game. Easily.
20 bomb? Did you just say he's going to 20 bomb? You know, I had no idea what that was until
spent time with Blitz?
Yeah, until Blitz and Jacob started playing CS so much.
What?
Did you drop a 20 bomb?
Aloha just went straight past the DD rune. He didn't even pick it up. He just let Tiny take a DD rune. And he had an empty bottle as well. So now he's going to run back to come grab the DD rune. It's like, nope, sorry. Stolen. You could even say KS.
What does Onyx turn into? Steelix, right? Or is that it actually
I don't remember. I know, like, Metapod is Butterfree. I remember that one. Because that was also like, Harden. What does he turn into, Cap?
Steelix is a Pokemon. I'm just not sure if it's actually and evolution of Onyx. Oh no, it is.
But how late into Pokemon did that actually come in? Because it may be beyond the time I accept new Pokemon.
It's definitely a second or third generation thing.
Okay.
Because I know about it.
If it's second generation, I'll accept it third. Oh, boss! There she is!
Oh, wow.
Now he finally gets the Chrono off. Charge slow. They're actually... Aloha's killing off the bear to start with. Even efficiency during team fights. The gem's on the deck. Nofi is walking forward to try and get a goddamn Ostrich protector, but Funnick, he's there with the Fiend's Grip. They pick off the Oracle. They'll go on to Apo as well. Another Yule Scepter from Resolution, just setting him up for Aloha to beat into him. The damage will not be enough as he time-lapses himself back out of the base. They were coming underneath tier 3 towers, almost tier 4 towers to grab those kills, but Empire take the tier 2.
Radiant's middle tower
And now it's a pretty comfortable push into the tier 3.
Yeah, absolutely. They had to make something big happen with Undershock's big increase in physical damage, especially with the DD that he picked up, but they just can't seem to. They can't really lock heroes down well enough.
Aloha? Okay.
That's fine, especially if they can get the trade-off.
The stance making it a little bit more difficult, but that ulti from No Fear lock Undershock as well as Afro in position. Afro still has not triggered that ulti of his. He's waiting for something. Resolution just keeps Yule Sceptering out now. Avorst will end up dying. Funnick will not be able to TP out, so now... Okay, so Funnick, Avorst, and... They actually got Resolution too.
Yeah, their team... The Tiny is burst on one person. He's not a good controlling hero. I think this is a bit of a fault with HR's lineup. They needed something that would actually initiate and force fights better than just a single hero pickoff, because they're not using Exorcism in a very good way.
But like, what else do they really have as an option? It was their last pickup they had.
I mean, they just needed to go into the draft with, I think, a different mindset. In general, I'm not sure how well Lone Druid and Death Prophet go together. Like it feels like they pushing synergy and such, but there is something to be said about Lone Druid's lack of early game and does hurt Death Prophet.
Man, that push synergy, you mentioned it lightly. That's actually quite strong with that tiny Aghanim Scepter. Like they won a medium fight where Empire were pretty damn strong. Like Empire is still a long way ahead. But you take out 3 heroes and you get the same trade as far as damage done to the base. A tier 3 for a tier 3.
Yeah. This is like a Tiny Wisp sort of setup, right? Where it's like you could lose one fight and a lane of Brax is like just gone instantly. Empire could lose one fight and lose the whole entire game based off of this pushing efficiency.
Well, goodbye, Horst. According to the chat, it was gold and silver was when Steelix was invented.
Okay, it's second edition, right?
Yeah, it was red, blue, then gold, silver, right?
Yeah.
I will accept on it. I will accept Steelix then. Fiend's Grip. Wow, that was quickly cancelled. Thunder God's Wrath got flown out as well. Weaver. Well, you can't do anything for the moment, but he's also got a heart. So the care factor of Aloha Dance is fairly low. There's no ulti. Actually, well, I say that. There is actually the ulti from Goddamn. So he's ready to go again.
Yeah, his care factor should have been a little bit higher. Because, yeah, you may have a lot of HP, but you remember that increase in HP also means Spirit Siphon is more effective, so...
True.
Yeah, that was just like a lot of HP that he got as soon as he came back down from the Yules.
If Folk can actually get Nocturne as well, like combining it up with the Spirit Siphon, you're right, Synergy is perfect up against Weaver if they can just hold Weaver nearby, or if Weaver decides to stand nearby.
That's kind of an interesting idea, the Ether Lens. I'm not sure if I've seen that before in Death Prophets. Maybe I just overlooked it.
What does it really... It increases Siphon, obviously.
Yeah. So it makes it so they can't break the Siphon as easily. I like it, especially against the Faceless Void, because his Time Walk jump isn't long enough to break it.
Nice little addition. Another thing to add to our pubs today. First, it was the... everyone wants to be a Black Dragon. Someone really should, like, if you haven't done it yet, and you didn't watch the 2 Team Liquid games that we cast earlier today in the We Play tournament, someone should definitely put Kuro into How to Train a Dragon. Because he fits that perfectly.
It really does.
That would be the ultimate gift right now. Just have him riding the dragon.
Kuro tweeting out after those games, I just want to be an ancient. Disgusting, dude. A refresher up next up for No Fear. Does Hellraisers have a gem yet? Do they have a gem in
Hellraisers bought a
base?
gem
Yeah,
because they
lost
bought it, and yeah, it's in the hands of No Fear. Yeah, that was
it's not back up yet. So.
That was when they were battling for it here, and the Oracle was he came back here to try and grab it, and that was the scramble.
This is why Treant Protector is so good right now, and Team Empire valuing it so much is because it's only countered by gem. Ooh, shot slow. This is a big pickoff.
Lone Druid down. Oh, should be down. Should be.
Yeah, look at
it is down. With this pickoff too, like I just want to flag the amount of money that No Fear's got. He's about to Lincoln Sphere Aloha Dance.
Oh, he bought back last death, so that's why he's down for over 85 seconds. So they can easily push a lane of racks with this.
All right, he's still on cooldown for 2 minutes and a bit. So is the Tiny, so Tiny can't afford to die, even though he's got the money. He couldn't finish up the Assault Cuirass before this fight begins, so Weaver just starts on the range tracks. As HR just have to spam whatever their cheapest abilities are to keep him away from it. The bottom lane push is actually quite decent for Hellraisers. It's not going to be enough because Resolution's back here, but also with Resolution being here, Empire don't have all the damage on the front lines they're really wanting.
Are they? Oh, okay, they're going to back up to do Roshan. I guess that's okay. I was like, are they really not pushing, though, with Lone Druid
They can't
down?
do Roshan just yet, though. They're still 1 minute away from having your... I suppose without a Lone Druid, it's not as bad, but... Like, there's no Chronosphere. There's no Thunder God's Wrath. There's not even the ulti from Treant Protector at the moment. Like, the Overgrowth is on cooldown.
That's probably why they didn't push up Bill. They're like, our ultimates are on cooldown, plus Roshan's up. I think you have a lot of incentive.
I just had flashbacks to Empire's game earlier tonight. It's like, hey, what are we going to do? We're going to hit away Roshan. Aww. Well, this is the third Roshan, though. So Chi's under Resolution. The Aegis are getting into the hands of Weaver. Actually, well, let's see, he has to drop his boots for that. What did he drop? Was it just the TP scroll he dropped? Looks like it. And the Lincoln Sphere is... Wait, no, I take it back. I actually thought Treant Protector would just babysit the Weaver with a Lincoln Sphere or something along those lines, but then I realized like Siphon's just going to trigger it out the first time. It's not going to mean that much. So it is a refresher ulti. Understruck's revealed. Divorced.
Apparently there's something, there is something called a Mega Steelix. Obviously this is not 2nd generation, this is later generation, but Tiny is becoming a Mega Steelix.
They needed the silence. They would have probably only triggered the Aegis the Immortal, but it would save them pain down the road.
But he's got that Moon Shard. Assault Cuirass is probably next. He needs that big upgrade in armor, actually. Right now, he knows that his it doesn't really matter too much about how little armor he has because he needs to focus on offense for now, and that's why he got the Moon Shard first.
Oh, he's still cleaving at 300 damage, and then with the Shadow Blade positioning, the Blink Dagger positioning, and they can do a lot of work. They kind of need to start removing these trees. However, this is a...
I would not be surprised if Undershock went like Daedalus next before actually picking up an AC. Just because he is so focused on burst damage. Like, he needs to kill... Both the Faceless Void and the Weaver are susceptible, right, of being disabled by the stun toss combination. And if he gets, like, one good critical, he might kill... Maybe not the Weaver, but he'll definitely kill the Faceless Void before he can time-lapse.
Here they come again. Team Empire preparing themselves for the push. Still no double ulti for the Treant Protector because he used the Refresher Orb already. And now, Aloha moves forward. Goddamn, just trying to disable him to get both Malediction as well as Silence off. The Bear trying to find Entangles and beat into him. It's only the Aegis Immortal, however, and then he just time-lapsed out most of the damage anyway. The Ulset will delay a little bit more time, but the range ranks still ends up going down. This just like keeps showing how difficult it is to kill off this Weaver. He backs up, he'll regenerate out with the heart, and then they go and do it all over again. And Hellraisers need to commit somehow, but what are you going to do? Commit onto a Weaver with 1 watt, and 2, you may just burn all your burst damage that you crack the Aegis, and Empire will then come in. Havor's is waiting with that Aghanim Scepter ulti just to go to work. He's a second saving grace. So Aloha, there's your nightmare.
That's big.
Ah, no, they still...
They killed him without using Exorcism. That's really important. They didn't commit, over commit rather. So this could be a successful hold by Hellraisers.
I wonder if it's worth Resolution giving him the cheese now.
Because the thing is, if they'd use Exorcism in order to kill that first life of the Weaver, then he just Shukuchi's, BKB Shukuchi's away after that, and then they push as soon as the Exorcism is down. Especially since Aphro doesn't have his Octarine Core yet.
There's your silence. They start with the Siphon as well. Weaver's still copying so much damage. Now the Avalanche toss, throw the bear in. He's trying to get rid of the Dire Observer Ward, but now Timeless back up again. The fortification stops the melee rack from being taken. As Weaver does get himself out to a safe distance, but that melee rack is so low. They gotta dodge the incoming swarm. As Aloha, he comes in again. This time there's no fortification to stop it. So Empire, this slow siege has done its work. Aphro, now he commits the ulti. Weaver turns to try and fight. There is no timeless available, but they did pass that cheese over from Resolution. So Aloha Dance now triggers that now. They've still got the Siphons going to work, but they haven't killed him off. They basically have to go through 3 Weavers. No fear. Is he actually visible right now? They're throwing out the Crypt Swarms, and they are not, in fact. No Sentry Wars down, the Observer planted by Empire, so they still keep that vision up of Vorst. Chrono is still available, but he'll just time walk himself away. I don't know if Empire really need to force this either. Like, you burnt the Aegis to the Immortal. This Weaver has actually bought a new item as well. It's a Monkey King bar he's purchased.
Quick correction by me. It was an oversight that I forgot Lone Druid was in the game, honestly. He, of course, has the Assault Cuirass, so... that actually leaves Tiny more free to go something like Daedalus. Or Avi. Oh, actually, he needs MKB against the Butterfly, huh? Yeah, that would be his next pickup.
We're about to rinse and repeat. This time, though, Undershot.
Oh, nice toss back.
Tossing him in so deep. I think they're trying to force off Mount, but Aloha Dance. He's just tanking it for the time lapse. The BKB allowed it. A big corner from Evolve. Catching out 3. They keep Yoda Warrior back 2 because of the roots coming out from No Fear. The Death Prophet's down with no buyback. Add Tiny to the pool, but he does have buyback. Shashlo barely surviving back at base. They really need a Aloha down. The racks are still intact for now. But Undershock, can he get the committal? With Phonic on the front lines, there is a chance for this. They're paralyzing Cask, but Empire just blinked themselves away to safety. Aloha's back to the front lines again. And he takes out the tier 3 tower, Undershock.
Radiant's bottom tower
Looking for the timing, but he just doesn't have it. And the longer they wait, the BKB's coming back off cooldown. So another guaranteed time lapse for Aloha Dance.
There's just no way that Tiny by himself can beat this out.
They have to do something.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
They have to wait for Death Prophet, I think, actually. That's the kind of their something. They know that it's the end of the game if they try and force a fight, and they know they'll lose it. So.
Well, if they're going to wait for Death Prophet, they have to keep the engagement going, and it looks like a Vorst with that big ulti. He's going to catch out Goddamn, and Goddamn's going to be dead for a very long time if he's not careful. But right now, Havorst hasn't finished the job. Goddamn may be dead, but I was actually waiting for a bigger core kill to come their way. Undershock so low, and that's the big core kill. 108 seconds on the sideline for the Tiny. This will actually allow Empire, if they want to go for the GG push. If they can just dodge this Death Prophet ulti, they can come back in a moment. They Nightmare to keep the Bear off, so there's no control from that. Funny cannot get the distance to escape. The Bear's back to the front lines. Now is Aloha Dance. Look for that entangle. He jumps back with the time lapse, still very low on life. The Death Prophet ulti is not going to last much longer. It's halfway through its duration. And Empire still on the run out of here. No Fear into Invis to try and survive. Unfortunately for him, he's still visible because the gem that's over on Shashlo. And in fact, they actually end up having 2 gems. One for Bear, one for Master. And Empire will be forced back out again.
So remember when we watched Hellraisers versus Power Rangers? And I talked about how, like, HR pretty convincingly won, but they had some sloppy plays that would have cost them a lot if they were facing a tougher team. I'm seeing a lot of those sloppy plays. Like, the bottom fight, I think, is a great example for people to kind of get. They lost their bottom racks, right? It was completely taken, and yet an engagement still went down from Hellraisers. and they ended up losing their Tinies. So the follow-up fight, when Death Prophet comes back up, the Tinies no longer there, and they still are left in a situation where they're 4 versus 5. If they were ever going to have an engagement, they might as well do it before the Rax goes down, right? You might as well do it 4 versus 5 before the Rax goes down. Because the Rax went down, there's no reason to ever force that engagement, ever. Like, you might as well just wait for the reset, wait for full 5 up, and go, play out the game with 2 Racks down. It's very unlikely that you're going to win, but at least you have a plan, a mindset.
If you can grab one fight, and then just go mid for the GG push.
Yeah, I mean,
like that's Hellraiser's chance to win. But they need to keep Exorcism up, or they need to keep the Tiny and the Lone Druid alive. That's the only way that quick push works. And then you've still got to worry about all the buybacks that can come out from Team Empire. Which right now they've only got it on the Weaver and the Bane. Which maybe isn't that bad, because it is still Aloha versus the world. He's 20... Okay, you know that one death he had when I think he was around 11 kills?
Yeah.
He's now 24-1-9. What's his fantasy points have him currently clocked at 19.3.
He just completed a Moon Shard and consumed it, so he is complete.
It's the only thing you'd replace maybe BT's level 2?
No,
or would you actually keep the attack speed from Treads?
I'm not even sure if you get BTs, but you do replace the Treads. You might consider... No. I would consider Refresher, actually. I really would.
Really?
2 time lapses in a fight, 2 BKBs in a fight.
See, I would wonder if you'd just go either BKB or Daedalus himself. Because if he could just go the Hunter, like if he's got buyback available, he can just time us back into position, and that's your BTs. If you don't use it earlier.
I'm not sure what you meant by BKB. He already has BKB.
Oh, sorry, no, yeah, Daedalus.
Daedalus, just Daedalus.
Just Daedalus.
I was like, he has BKB and MKB.
It was his second item. Yeah.
No, Daedalus wouldn't be bad. I mean, like damage-wise, it would. For me, I'm just looking at him going, like, he has enough damage. It's just, like, the sustain. And the sustain from Refresher is really good for Weaver.
Hellraiser's to jumping up. They want a quick pick, and they're going to find one over on Resolution. The Avalanche, a little bit of missed timing, as he gets the Yule Scepter up as well. Resolution, the Fiend's going to keep the Tiny under control. No Fear goes for the secondary ulti now, as well as the Chronosphere catching goddamn as well as Sharshlow out. There's no ulti from Yo the Warrior, but he just stands there. He's like, what do I do? Now I can finally paralyzing cast, because Afro's death ult. That's doing so much work. Aloha, he's still got the life to survive. Goddamn caught in the trees. But this is the play from Hellraisers. They'll catch out 3. They only lose. Actually, no, they don't. Faces Void Time walks out the damage. They only catch out 2 and they lose Oracle for it.
But they got an Ags on Witch Doctor. That is a big progression from Hellraisers. Like, that item pickup single-handedly gives them like a 10% chance to win this game. Or 10% better than it was before.
Afro did so much work during that fight. You could see Empire trying to kill him.
Yeah.
But they just didn't have the damage. The Weaver, that's why I'm wondering if Daedalus is the way to go.
It could be.
Because, like, when you remove the Zeus like that, the Zeus isn't doing anywhere near enough damage during the fights. Normal. And then you completely remove him. Okay.
Oh no!
YOLO Warrior. Nope, the paralyzing card's gonna bounce and actually cancels most of the damage out from Havoth, as well as the Weaver. Those stuns, the bounces were so good against him. Now Afro needs to get out here. Undershock, they got the brain zap. Afro protected. Goddamn, he's a hero. The Avalanche toss and the cleave. The damage from Undershock. Even the Thunder God's Wrath. Afro, he'll survive through it all.
And mid lane is getting completely creeped by Shotslow now.
And he's taking top. Top's already gone.
Top's already gone. He's going
gonna
for
do
2.
this. Like, even if Sharshlow dies right now, I don't give a crap. He's done so much work for his team. No Fear's trying to catch up to him, but Sharslow's just going to outrun him. Resolution with a Thunderbolt. He actually turned around at the last moment.
Gotta
so the damage was never inflicted. There's no
if they
damage.
kill the bear, though, he dies.
Is that actually enough damage?
Yeah, he dies.
Oh.
And that's the gem down.
He does have buyback, though.
And they have another gem back at home, so that's okay.
Yeah, he's got buyback, he's got bear in 16 seconds, so that's okay. You just took out top racks, you did severe damage to the range racks. Ampho might be in a little bit of trouble here, but where's the follow-up? Resolution's here, but That's not enough to get the kill, or maybe it is with the Fiend's Grip coming in. Avro needs to buy space with the Yule Scepter. It cancels off one, but the Yule Scepter's still there from Avro to try and buy some space.
now
And
they've got the
in comes
ultimate.
Goddamn in with the Death Ward. It's bouncing all through Empire. They're taking terrible, terrible damage. They have to back out of this one. The tosses around, the Lotus Orb reflecting into
the
Thunder's
flip set!
breath, but it's still not enough damage. The Tiny will finally fall. The big one though, Afro will still survive. Resolution's looking for the pickoff over on Goddamn. He makes a break for the tree line. They'll see him with the Thunderbolt. Goddamn still regenerating himself out. He'll end up going down. Aloha, he's on the
he's gonna
hunt.
catch Yellow
He's gonna
Warrior!
find Yellow Warrior. He gets the kill too. There's no Afro ulti, but there is the try buyback. Everyone apart from the Oracle can buy back, but you've got no Death Prophet Exorcism.
Radiant's
All out
top
now.
tower is under attack.
This is the
back
last fight for Hellraisers.
They're going through backdoor regen. The creep wave has never entered the base. They have to wait for mid lane to arrive. So this is actually really difficult for Team Empire. And the Lone Druid is purposefully not buying back. Because if he buys back, he doesn't have the Aghanim Scepter upgrade that he's desperately searching for.
Yeah, and that's going to be so big for being able to sneak in quick lanes of racks. If that bear could just operate solo and keeping the Lone Druid hero back at base, ready to pull in the bear at any time.
There it is.
That's going to be great. So Empire here, I want to point out something really big here. Funnick has been so clutch on the Lotus Orbs. The Lotus Orb was a great pickup because it bounces back Spirit Siphon, which obviously just like cancels it, right? It's like nothing is really happening. So that is like really big. But he's also multiple times bounced back big time spells. Such as like you saw that weird toss combination where like one gets tossed up and then the other gets bounced up in return.
Oh, Yellow Warrior. This time, Funnick. The Yule Scepter, a little bit of miscommunication, but they're still going to look for the kill now. The Lotus Orb is there. Funnick will drop, and where's that ulti? Afro's got it available. They've still got all the bugs on him. Never much negative armor, and the double ulti hits him from Zeus. Goddamn will survive through this one, and Afro, he's trying through the work. The ulti is down, but the Chronosphere holds him there. The bear tossed on the roof. Now they finally get the kill. The buyback can come out from the Death Prophet, but really, what's he going to do? He can drag the creep wave back off, but of course, chasing down the Oracle. He'll die. Shashlo barely escaping. He actually pulls his bear and BTs to the top lane. He's trying to keep that pressure up. Aloha's actually going to BT himself up there to make sure that lane doesn't force out any further.
Man, this game is so close. It would be so much better if only Undershock was able to make some sort of progression in items, but he hasn't been able to for like the last 15 minutes
He
at
needs
least.
to buy something though. He bought back. He's got 3.2k gold just sitting in his inventory, and he can't use that for buyback and enforced.
Oh, no.
Well, he's got Diffusal Blade charges. He's looking for the locks. Undershock, Invis,
Ring
just
around the
trying
rosy.
to juke it at the moment, but he still sees him because of the gem. And Undershock is down 104 seconds without buyback available. HR in a sticky situation. And that Weaver is still trying to push in the top lane, however. Empire are not in the greatest position yet until this. They buy back now on the Death Prophet.
Oh, what was that buyback though?
I don't know. It felt a little sketchy, worrying that Shashlo was in too much trouble. But what's he really going to get instead now, as far as items go? Like, he kind of wants to have the buyback, like, after he takes damage in the fight. That I can understand. But they need to stall up this game a little bit longer. They need the Tiny. Yep. So Observers and Sentries down. Are we really going to go back into this position where Aloha sits as the front row tank? That Lightning Bolt is able to reveal out the fact that two Observer Wards are there. Now again, they use maybe a little bit of it at a different time. Funnick, he's underneath the Sentry Ward. They reveal him because the Sentry was in the mid. He loaded Orbs back up again. The Bear is trying to go to work here, but it's going to get Nightmared up. Shasho, he does have a resummon available for the Bear. They bolt it down. And now also on the top lane, Aloha Dance is trying to push for Megas. The ulti is down from Afro to Resolution. He comes in close to a large amount of physical damage, but they walk away from the Aghanim's Death Ward. It's wasted by Hellraisers. They thought Empire was going to come in deeper, and they don't come in.
All they have to
wait
do
on the
now
door.
is wait out the exorcism.
There's a jump.
Oh no!
No fear, a huge ulti from him. The exorcism is still going to work. Yola Warriors goes and protects him, but there's your Chrono. The Void is Yule Scepter's up, but Afro, he's locked in by the Bane. They're looking for some kind of stun. 5 attacks and still no entangle. That kept Afro there almost a full duration. He's going for the Siphons. They only get through the Trim Protector. Shashlo's too low. Aloha trying to finish off the Lone Druid. He dodges one attack with a switch. Now he could bite back. The ulti is still available for him if he wants. And there's a bear. Do they have enough? Resolution's going
30
down.
HP, got him!
Afro's still there though. Afro's still the back lines. Phonic as well as the Force trying to kill him off, but Undershock, they're back into the fight. They're still up against Megaskin. Undershock, he can blink in a moment. He has the Avalanche available. Time Walk available for a Force in 1 second time. He waited for the blink, and now in comes the Avalanche. Toss him back further. Now he can't use that Time Walk just to escape. Undershock, he's not gonna chase.
He's not able to. He knows he doesn't have the damage enough by himself.
Go buy an item!
HR, but now they've just got to go all down mid, it seems like. Either that or stand up against Mega Creeps, but that seems unlikely.
Okay, they got 18 seconds until Exorcism is ready. But you've only got one bear. You've only got one bear on the Druid. They still need to have more damage on Undershock to force the issue this early.
It seems like they don't really have a choice, though.
Well, this could actually be... Oh, if Undershock is able to sneak himself over there... sneak himself over there. It's an Aghanim's tree ulti, which is watching everywhere. They BT in the Weaver, and they're just going to take out Roshan so quickly. Aegis as well as Cheese. This time it looks like a Vorce can actually take the Aegis, or Resolution could. Oh,
one last fight.
Hellraisers have to do this so well. They have that refresher now for the Death Prophets. They have the double ulti. So they have the ulti for the fight and the ulti for the push. But Empire don't have to fight them. Like, if they wanted, they could just split push this. They have an opening. It's a Treant. Undershock trying to beat through him. There goes Cheese already. Undershock. It's a refresher ulti over on him, but look back towards the mid. That's where Shasha's trying to beat in. He's actually attacking the racks at this point. Afro's going to get Nightmare out of the fight, and they catch out Goddamn. Back behind the lines.
He's just going to go straight forward right now.
They're going for the tier 4 towers. Remember, back in the Radiant base, that creep wave is pushing in. No one's TPing back. They're going to deal directly with Hellraisers right here, right now. And good game, well played.
Enough.
It was a last roll of the dice. Team Empire, almost 1 hour in length. They take game 1 of this 2-game series up against Hellraisers. There's definitely more to come, though, so do not turn off your streams.
Impressive that Hellraisers were able to hold on for this long. I mean, the whole entire time this game was going on, you were thinking Team Empire's going to win, Team Empire's going to win. But the fact that they managed to stretch it out and give you those tiny moments where maybe HR can pull this back from the jaws of defeat would be absolutely insane. But Hellraisers, a lot of respect for what they pulled out there. And honestly, if this game had just gone a bit better for them in some of the early game and they hadn't just lit that Weaver snowball. I mean, Aloha Dan single-handedly carried his team through this point in time where he was just dominating Hellraisers, and any attempt that they tried to make in the early to mid game was just met with so much force by Aloha Dance. They couldn't get a hold on the game, and that's what really prevented Hellraisers from getting any of those progressing items, right? The fact that Undershock, the game was so close at 55 minutes and Undershock was still operating on just an Ags and Moonshard essentially goes to show how much growth there could have been if Hellraisers just had a better early game.
And I don't know what we're going to get for game number 2, but we're going to find out at the moment, guys. Definitely stay tuned. There's more action coming out. DotaPit. Also, a game every day. Join Dota. Good stuff to cast. We're going to be back after the short break for our last game of the night, at least for us two.
An open book you don't get to read. A destination you don't dare to reach. I could be brave, could stop to breathe. Then I might taste a sweet escape. But I spin and spin round in the devil's grin. Would you ever hurt for me? You ever hurt for me? Like I hurt for you.